Nextool has done it again. They have listened to what you guys wanted, and guess what? I am holding in my hands the new mini flagship F12. Now, this has a lot of key features that have been changed. They have made it better, and for $34, I think this has to be one of the best keychain multi-tools you can buy on the market. Now, this is the old version. I pulled this out for comparison, and this is the new version. So right away, we see there's some styling differences. There's some skeletized handles right here. The scissors are fairly similar in the handle to what the older ones were, but one of the things that I love about this is they added a mini pocket clip, and I think that's fantastic. I love pocket clips, even in tiny tools. I think that's great. Not only the styling, the pocket clip, but one of the other things they have added in the scissor handle actually is this glow in the dark tab. So what I'm going to do now is turn off the lights, and I'll be right back. So here we are back, and I just put this very briefly under a light, and you can see that, yeah, it glows pretty brightly. One of the things I do like is out in the garage, I keep some of my glow-in-the-dark multi-tools, and I can walk out and I can actually see them in the night because they're charged by the sun. These can be pretty useful. Next key difference that you can see with these tools is the plier head. Now, the old plier head had the 3CR metal, and the new plier head is made out of 420 stainless steel, and also they have made it thicker. So as they change, I think it was the mini sailor. Now they have changed the mini flagship as well. And you can see, yeah, this is a lot beefier. It can handle a little bit more. So for a tiny tool, they're adding a lot of added strength. Now, when it comes to the knife, the old one had 3CR and the new one has 5CR. So I think a lot of people will be happy with that also. And then with this one, it does have a little bit of a different, like a nail nick, where you can actually fit into the groove more, where this just had a slight nail nick. This actually has a hole in the knife. So I think some people will be happy with that. And then it does have a locking mechanism. So the older version was more European friendly. If you are overseas, you probably want to stock up on some of the old versions, but this new version is really nice for those of us in the US in that it now has a lock. Now on these next three tools, Nextool has increased it again from 3CR to 5CR for the steel content of the metal. And so these will all be a little bit more durable and last longer. Now on this older version, I did actually like this matte finish. I think that's sort of cool. But on this new version, you get better steel material, and then you can see we've got the Phillips and then the roller on the other side. We've got the can opener and then the flat screwdriver. And then on this side, we have the file, where it is a little bit more rougher, coarser on the one side than the other. And the file has definitely gotten a lot bigger. Look at that. So this is a lot more aggressive or larger file area on such a small piece of real estate on this multi-tool. So it's pretty neat that they were able to cram that in there and make it a lot more usable. One of the key differences in this tool is actually the scissors. And I think this is a really good upgrade because a lot of people are going to buy the mini flagship basically for its scissors, because the mini sailor is really great. And why would you buy the mini flagship over the mini sailor? Because they have this really great set of pretty big scissors for such a tiny tool. Now, Nextool has increased the scissors by adding a serrated part, and hopefully you can see that right there on the scissors. There's actually like serrations, and it's supposed to be a lot sharper. So we'll go ahead, and I've gathered a whole bunch of material. We'll go ahead and give that a try and see what happens. Now, the scissors have also changed from 3CR13 to 5CR15 MOV. And when I said 5CR, it was 5CR15 MOV for all these implements that have changed. So that's a pretty nice improvement over the previous tool. Now let's start out with something simple. We'll go ahead and cut through here. It slices right through this. Pretty nice right there. Okay. And then we'll move on to the rubber. Slices right through there. Now I know some of you guys are into, you want me to try to cut out or cut this very thin plastic. So I'll do that. And then nice. Yeah, these are nice right here. Wow. Pretty impressed so far. All right. Before I get too excited, let's cut through some of these other things. Now, I had a problem with the last multi-tool making it through here, and it was a fairly large multi-tool. I forget which one it is. Maybe you guys can remind me. But this one, yeah, wow. Those serrations, whatever they are, man, they just really slice through there. That is cool. Let's do that again. I really feel like this is worth the extra money that the new one costs. Actually, I don't think it's that much more, but man, that just slices right through the seatbelt. I wonder if I doubled the seatbelt up. I mean, it feels like it can just, yeah, so I can cut through double layers of seatbelt with this. Yeah, wow. That's pretty cool. These are really, really good scissors, at least so far. These are fantastic. Now, with the handle right here, just be aware that you still don't want to cut too thick of objects because these will dig in your hand a little bit. But as far as the scissors, yeah, they are great. Nextool really did an excellent job with this. So I just realized that I did not do my famous paracord test that every YouTuber has to do. So let's go ahead, and I'm using the scissors the other way. Sometimes people say, oh, you have to use it this way or that way, but either way, these scissors cut really good. And they seem to cut good at the bottom, at the top, and in the middle. I think these are some of the best scissors actually that I've run across recently. Now, one of the things I did not mention was that not only does the knife have the lock, but the file as well. So if you want to use the file, you don't have to worry about that collapsing on you. That's another really nice feature that they've added. Now, the Phillips driver and the can opener on the other side, these do not have locks, but the other ones do. So Nextool, yeah, really a great job with the F12. I think they have really outdone themselves on this one. Now let's go ahead and do the weight test for these. Now the new upgraded version comes in at 80 grams and the old version was 83. So the new version is actually even a little bit lighter with all those upgrades. Now in ounces, that comes in at 2.8 ounces, and the old one was 3 ounces. So pretty close, but still the new version is a little bit lighter. Pretty much in every area, the new version is just really good. Now, a huge thanks to Nextool for sending this to me. And yes, they did give this to the channel, but I have to say, I am pretty impressed with this. $5 more expensive, and you get the pocket clip, the upgraded materials, the glow-in-the-dark tab, those really good scissors, the thicker pliers. I think it's a no-brainer. This is a big upgrade. And today, I think Nextool is still probably my most favorite multi-tool for a keychain multi-tool. I think this is the one that I would recommend, this or the Mini Sailor. Both of these upgraded options are really, really good and something that you should definitely check into.